Hi guys, this is Pastor Mark, your plant-based pastor. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the beginning of a video journal that I'm creating on YouTube to keep track of the changes that are going on in my body, or that will be going on in my body and have been going on in my body ever since I took up the challenge or made a decision to shift from the standard American diet to a plant-based or starch-based way of life, way of eating. This was not an easy thing for me to do in terms of, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I tried the 80-10-10, Douglas Graham's diet. Loved it with my brother. We were encouraging each other in this kind of lifestyle, but I just found that the 80-10-10 wasn't sustainable for me. I live in Toronto, in Canada, and just difficult for just to eat fruits. Something that I found difficult to sustain and to be prepared for. Then I came across Dr. John McDougall's book, The Starch Solution, and his videos and his newsletter online, and really began to explore that. And I was convinced after watching his videos, his TEDx Talk video in Fremont about what were we made to eat, what we're supposed to eat as human beings. And I'll try to post the link to that TED Talk there in the blurb there underneath the video. And I was just convinced that I had to do that, and I tried doing it off and on. It was hard. Eventually, though, 2 years after trying the 80-10-10 and then trying to go to starch-based, basically I slipped back into the standard American diet, a Western diet, rich in meats and beef and pork, a lot of pork, a lot of beef, some fish, that kind of thing. I love sushi, I love raw fish, I love all that kind of stuff, and I love steaks. And as you might guess, it was a really bad combination. And what really motivated me and what really got me on this path now is earlier this month, on my birthday, December 4, I finally got a family doctor, or a personal doctor. I hadn't had a doctor ever since I moved to, me and my family moved to Toronto back in 2009, so about 5 years. I haven't had a personal physician who was keeping watch over my blood sugar. I should say that at the outset that it was many years ago that our family doctor in Ottawa, where I grew up, diagnosed me and my wife with type 2 diabetes. And so it's been a struggle, and I have to be honest that I really, I don't know if I didn't understand or I don't understand the impact of type 2 diabetes. I know it's the silent killer. It's stuff you don't feel it right away. Stuff happening in your body, the damage that's being done to internal organs. I understand it here, and I understand a lot of nutrition and exercise principles. Now, I was an athlete when I was in high school. All of it I understood here, but really didn't take it to heart and didn't put it into practice, and let myself go, basically. So on my birthday on December 4, I went for a full physical. Earlier that week, I finally got a doctor in Mississauga, in a clinic near where I live, and he said, okay, it's your birthday on Thursday. I can't remember if it was a Monday or Tuesday that I saw him, and he said, every year from now on your birthday, you're going to have a full physical. So I did a full physical on last December 4th, and then the following week on December 9, he asked me to come in to discuss the results, and the results were not good. This is where reality set in. My blood sugar, my A1C was 12. I had tested my blood sugar level, I think the morning before I went to visit him on December 9, and my blood sugar, my morning blood sugar was 13. And then when he took my blood pressure was 150 over 90. course, as you can tell, I was overweight. I'm overweight, and not just overweight, but obese. And then just all the signs, you know, of really problematic stuff going on. And so my doctor said, you know, I'm going to put you on this medication, and he prescribed diabetic medication. No insulin, no shots or anything like that, but he prescribed Genumet to me. He also prescribed Diamicron. Anyways, I can't pronounce that. It's actually on the bottle. It actually is glycoside or something like that. And then he gave me one pill for my blood pressure, which is Ramipril. So I have one tablet of that. And you know, he looked at all of this and he said, "You need to do this. We need to be aggressive in our treatment of that, because it's out of control. My blood sugar is out of control." Well, you know what? That didn't sit well with me, and I realized that I don't want to be pumping in a bunch of prescription drugs into my body and doing whatever other damage it could do. Maybe helping me with those symptoms, but not really helping me cure the type 2 diabetes that I have. So, like I said, I had the knowledge there. I knew that it can be dealt with through diet. And so I reread the Starch solution, and I committed myself on that day, on December 9. I said, you know, I've seen the testimonies on John McDougall's website. I've seen the Star McDougallers. I've read the research. I've read that. I've heard the teachings, and I know that type 2 diabetes can be cured. And I know that the cause of type 2 diabetes is poor nutrition. It's what we eat. So the choices that I made of what I would put into my mouth and swallow and absorb into my body, that was the cause of the disease. And so I wanted to treat the root cause of the disease. I didn't want to just deal with the symptoms. So I decided I'm going to go full force with a pure starch-based diet. And you know, it wasn't. I don't know if it was the wisest thing, because at this point, I believe now it is, but you know, Christmas was only a couple of weeks away, and I knew we were going to have our Noche Buena, our big Christmas Eve night. We had people over. People make a lot of food, usually meat-based. And what am I going to do? And I said, you know what? In my mind, I said to myself, that's okay. What I'll do is, you know, as long as eating meat is not a lifestyle, I have a little bit of meat on Christmas Eve. And what I found was my body rejected the meat. I've been doing a starch-based diet since December 9. It's now December 29. Actually, I'm here in the Philippines, and it's early morning, about 5:30 in the morning, Philippine time on a Tuesday the 30th. But in Toronto time, it's the 29th, and that's when I started. And I started in Toronto, so I'm going to count it that way. And I've been 20 days in the plant-based or starch-based diet. And I've been eating potatoes. You know, I love potato wedges. I've been eating corn, mashed potatoes, rice, bread. You know, I've been eating all of that. And amazingly, you know, after about just recently, a couple days ago, I checked my blood sugar level, and my blood sugar level went from 12 and 13, and just yesterday morning, my blood sugar level was 6.1. Wow! In 3 weeks, in less than 3 weeks, my blood sugar level was cut in half. And I will tell you that, I will be honest with you, I never felt hungry during this time. As long as, you know, I could prepare rice, or I could buy rice, or, you know, if I could have potatoes, sweet potatoes, corn, bread, you know, I'm not hungry. And you know what, with all those starches coming in me, I really don't even crave for meat. I don't crave for that. I love eating beans, you know, I love eating sauteed black beans. I use water instead of oil to saute that. I love refried beans. I love eating burritos with no meat. It's all just vegetables, you know. You've got the beans, black beans, and red refried beans, pinto beans, with lettuce and tomatoes and onions, pico de gallo, salsa, you know, even a little bit of avocado. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm not hungry. You know, here in the Philippines, You know, I've eaten out. I haven't eaten really in anywhere a home cooked meal because I've been so busy since I arrived here on early Sunday morning, and you know I ate at Pancake House and I've had pancakes. You know, no butter, no whipped cream or anything like that, but pancakes with bananas and walnut and syrup. I've had rice, garlic rice. I've had mashed potatoes and gravy. You know, the other day I had carbonara. Now carbonara, I ate that. There was nothing else there. There's the closest thing. Normally I wouldn't go for carbonara because of the dairy that's in it, right? I do go for a marinara sauce. That would be awesome. That was not available, so I went with that. And I was worried about my blood sugar level in that. And 6.1, man, after eating like that. And I'll tell you, this is awesome. This is awesome. I'm experiencing just some awesome things. I'm full. I'm satisfied. I'm not craving for sweets. I'm not craving for meat. And you know, I'm hoping that things go well. It's been 3 weeks, and if the first 3 weeks are any indication of what it's like to live the lifestyle this way, then I know this is sustainable. You know, I haven't seen the weight come off as much as I want. I think I've probably lost about 3 pounds, although I haven't weighed myself since arriving in the Philippines. But I think I've lost about, I hover, you know, between like 2-3 pounds from my original weight. And I need to lose at least 60-70 pounds. And so I'm just going to keep on plugging away. And I hope that you'll join me on this journey and follow me through this and see what the results will be. You know, I'm happy with the blood sugar levels. If all this is, even if I don't lose any weight, if I don't lose a significant amount of fat from my body, but I get my blood sugar under control and get off medications, then I'm going to be happy with that. But I do anticipate and hope that I will lose the weight as well. I'd love to get back down to my ideal weight of about 185, 180 pounds. That would be awesome. That would be like high school weight. Is it possible? Man, I sure hope so. Anyways, this is your plant-based pastor, Pastor Mark, signing off, and thanks for watching. God bless.